Time unmasks truth, sometimes known as time unveiling truth. Truth is thought of as being the daughter of time. This idea about time unveiling truth is usually used to console people, to help people realise that when they've had an injustice done to them, sooner or later, truth will be revealed, but usually through time. It takes time for the truth to come out. Darkness seems to work very quickly. Old Father Time is usually depicted as an old boy, though in this one he's quite a handsome-looking, well-fit man who is attacking Time. And if you can see that Time is lying on the ground, she always has her foot on the floor, and her mask has been taken off, the mask of deceit, the mask of lying. For many people cover up truth with lies, deceit, falsehoods, and such like. Truth is in a state of undress, because in reality truth is naked. Truth is pureness, and lies are normally truth dressed up, manipulated, coerced, changed. So they dress lies up in fabrications and fabricating lies to cover up deceit. But as Gurdjieff reminds us, people on the planet Earth lie consciously and unconsciously. The actual quote is, "On the planet Earth, people lie consciously and unconsciously." And that is true. I see sometimes people just walk into lies. They just can't help themselves. I myself used to use lies to get out of certain situations, and then you can feel the difference in yourself when you start lying. You can feel your heart pumping and your solar plexus twirling, because saying untruths creates bad vibrations. And as Gurdjieff again reminds us, there are different types of truths. There are subjective truths, truths for oneself, and objective truths which are part of the cosmic law. And he's trying to teach us about truth, and to search out truth, to find out and elucidate the truth only through the tonalities existing between white and black. That's page 472 of Beelzebub's Tales. And truth is often regarded as white and lies and fibs as black. Then there are shades of grey in between, which are normally truths that have been fabricated upon and twisted and turned to somebody else's own idea of what truth is. But we should be trying to find out and elucidating truth. We have the moral right to tell the truth at all times, but then who follows their moral ways? Who thinks ethically? The sheep might think they can get away with it, but people like ourselves that are walking and working on this path should be working through truth. Truth is a higher vibration, obviously. It is easy to slip up. Little fibs and lies do come in to cover ourselves, or maybe somebody unveils something that we don't want them to know about ourselves, so perhaps we try to cover it up with a lie or a fib. But much better to be truthful and honest. Because, as this painting depicts, time unveils truth at all costs, at all the time, it happens. The truth will always finally come out. And I know over the last few years, many people want the truth to be revealed of what's been happening in our world. People want the truth of who really runs the world. People want the truth of, is there anarchy ruling this planet? Are there aliens and UFOs coming back and forth? People want disclosure all the time. They want the truth. But to get that, we need to start working on the truth within ourselves first. What is your truth? And Gurdjieff does talk about cosmic truths as well. And we have to develop an organ or a function within us, an impulse within us, so that we can sense cosmic truths. He says in Beelzebub's Tales, the being function called instinctively to sense cosmic truths. We need to develop that being function so that we can sense cosmic truths. Old Father Time always knows what's true and what isn't, and that's why he's able to unmask lies from truth. He's able to reveal the lies, disclose truth so that she is back to being pure and innocent. Because when truth is covered up in lies and fabrications, it causes disharmony. And that disharmony spreads out. And remember that Gurdjieff's Institute for the Harmonious Development of Man, where most people are causing disharmony, and which also leads to disillusion. And disillusion, that creates an odd sense of being partial. People are partial to what they want to believe in, or what they want to say is a lie, or what they want to try and cover up, where the Gurdjieff work is trying to show us how to become impartial. And with that comes a sense of justice, I suppose, which is what this painting's all about, of time unmasking truth, is to justify, well, not all the wrongs in the world, but the rights in this world, to take away the disillusionment. We want to be able to sense when there's falsity in the world and welcome truthfulness. And Gurdjieff again is, through Beelzebub's tales, explaining to us ways of being able to develop those senses. For example, the sensing of true information about cosmic concentrations and their functions. If we understood that, we would understand how our part in the universe, how the universe works, and our mission. And he reminds us that, quote, a totality of true information already thoroughly cognized by the reason of their still relatively normal ancestors became distorted and almost destroyed, end quote. Which happens a lot. Things get distorted. People are going down all kinds of rabbit holes, creates all kinds of conspiracy theories, and people get confused, and no wonder everyone's wandering around this planet not sure what to think, do or say, because there's so many distortions about what is really going on out there. But by doing the Gurdjieff work and exercises, we learn to attune ourselves so that we can start to sense truth. And a bit of advice from Mr. Gurdjieff, which I think would go a long way if more people started doing this. He says, think a little honestly and sincerely, as it is proper to think for a being, as you call yourself, in the likeness of God. End quote. God likes honesty, God likes sincerity. He does not like people distorting his truth. But what is time, this time that unveils truth? Well, that's something that people that are studying the Gurdjieff books need to ponder on a lot. He talks about the mighty hieropath and how it started eating away at the Sun Absolute, and because of that the universe was created. But how do we sense time? And Gurdjieff writes, the sensing of the flow of time is directly proportional to the quality and quantity of the flow of thoughts. Something to ponder upon. How are your flowing of thoughts going? Are your flowing of thoughts, or the flow of thoughts, all over the place? Are they uncontrollable? Do you have thoughts that just flash at you and take you off in all kinds of different directions? Or are you able to control your thoughts? It's a difficult thing to do, control one's thoughts. Where do thoughts come from? They seem to come from outside, thrown at us all the time. Sometimes I wonder, why does that thought suddenly come up? And I think that happens to many of us. So remember, the sensing of the flow of time is directly proportional to the quality and quantity of the flow of thoughts. Are you inundated with a quantity of thoughts, when really we need to have thoughts that are of a qualitative, that's a hard word to say, qualitative way of thinking? We need to be able to think objectively. Our heart should be full of truth. They should be love-filled, and with that heart energy we take it up into our heads to try and bring love to our thoughts, because our thoughts seem to be out of control a lot. But with our heart we can take a bit more of control of everything by finding that love vibration in the heart, and bringing it up to them cells in the head brain. Help us with our mental state. We need to not just be love, we need to think love. It takes time to read Beelzebub's tales to his grandson. But that time is worthwhile. As Gurdjieff says in it, he wrote this book to destroy in people everything which in their false representations, as it were, exists in reality. It's all part of how he wants to break our programming so that we can become more real in life. And in a way, it's the time that unveils the truth, unmasks the truth, and Beelzebub's tales to his grandson will reveal truth to you. Just takes time to read it. Tick-tock goes the clock. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. May time be on your side. May love be in your heart. And may you find your way to peace.